Welcome one and all. Today we will be looking at the original MGM Grand. Today you will know the MGM Grand as the huge emerald green structure that sits at 3799 South Las Vegas Boulevard. But you may not know that it had a previous incarnation with a devastating history. The very first MGM Grand Hotel was built on a plot of land where the Three Coins Motel, the Galaxy Motel and the Bonanza, a Western-themed hotel and casino, once stood. The Bonanza had a showroom and a theatre which screened classic films. The Bonanza's casino closed due to financial issues after just 3 months, but it remained open as a 160-room hotel. Kirk Kerkorian, a well-known American investor, bought the Bonanza in 1968, before selling it on to investors. The investors in question had disputes with each other which ensued in a legal battle. In 1970, Kerkorian filed a foreclosure action against the new Bonanza owners and regained control of the hotel in 1971. Kerkorian by this time owned the MGM, Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer movie studio with Martin Stern Jr. MGM became the new Bonanza owners and also purchased the adjacent land in 1971. The Bonanza's casino was knocked down to make room for the new resort. The hotel section remained and would later once again be known as the Galaxy Motel. At this point, MGM's plans to build a resort based on MGM's 1932 film Grand Hotel were coming to fruition now that they had acquired the land that they needed. A groundbreaking ceremony took place on the 15th of April 1972. On the 4th of December 1973, the first MGM Grand opened at 3645 South Las Vegas Boulevard. The resort had run over budget by $30 million and still wasn't completely finished when it opened. It would require another $20 million for the finishing touches. The total cost was $126 million. Martin Stern Jr. designed the luxurious MGM Grand, complete with chandeliers, marble statues and columns influenced by Europeans' 20th century Grand Hotel designs. Other decoration included large portraits of famous MGM actors, which were displayed around the hotel. Possibly due to budgetary issues, in December 1973, a low-key opening took place with a grand opening ceremony for VIPs and celebrities the following night. Many of the VIPs had previously starred in MGM's movies. Kirk Kerkorian had hoped that Frank Sinatra would perform at the opening ceremony. Instead, Dean Martin was one of the opening acts, but his performance was reportedly poorly received by guests. In 1973, the Bonanza Hotel was demolished, shortly after the completion of the MGM Grand Hotel. MGM had planned to shoot a remake of the movie Grand Hotel. Production would have begun in 1981, but due to concerns that the MGM Grand would have been portrayed in a negative way, the project was shelved. At the time of the opening, the MGM Grand stood at 26 stories tall and contained 2,100 hotel rooms, a premium shopping arcade where you could have your photo taken with a lion, 8 restaurants, 25 bars, 5 entertainment lounges, a 300-seat movie theatre and a convention space. It was among the largest hotels in 1973. It also had a large casino with 923 slot machines, Keno Lounge and Live High Ally. The MGM Grand had 2 large theatres, the Ziegfeld Room, which had capacity for 800 people, and the Celebrity Room, which had a 1,200 person capacity. Despite Dean Martin's poor reception at the MGM Grand's opening ceremony, he was invited back to host the Dean Martin Celebrity Roast in the Ziegfeld Room from 1974 to 1984. The Ziegfeld Room also showed productions by Las Vegas choreographer Don Arden, including Hallelujah Hollywood, which ran until 1980. The theatrical show Jubilee ran here from 1981 to 2016. The Celebrity Room hosted performers such as Sergio Franchi, Joan Rivers, The Carpenters, Barry Manilow and Dionne Warwick.
Dreaming of some real excitement? Get it at the MGM Grand Las Vegas with a grand spectacular vacation. Imagine grand accommodations for one night, plus the late show of Don Arden's spectacular Jubilee, all for less than $50 per person. So for your dream vacation, call your travel agent or toll free 800-634-6363 for the MGM Las Vegas Grand Spectacular Vacation. And have a roaring good time.
After just 7 years of operations, tragedy struck. One of the worst high-rise fires in US history occurred at the MGM Grand. On the 21st of November 1980 at around 7 a.m, a fire started in the deli restaurant in the food court. The fire was caused by an electrical ground fault. The wiring powered a refrigerated pastry display case in the deli. The fire quickly climbed the wall of the deli restaurant and through the ceiling. The fire spread at a speed of 15 to 19 feet per second. It took only 6 minutes for the casino floor to be fully engulfed by flames. Thick smoke escaped to the upper floors via stairwells and improperly sealed elevator shafts. Over 200 firefighters responded to the worst blaze in Las Vegas history. The fire was under control by 8:30 a.m, but it took another 8 hours to finish evacuations. Sadly, the fire claimed the lives of 87 people. Many died trapped in their rooms or in the stairwell of the upper floors of the hotel. Many overcome by smoke and carbon monoxide that entered the hotel rooms via air vents. Over 600 people were injured. Fire alarms did not sound in the hotel towers, and there was no evidence that the hotel launched the evacuation plan. Shockingly, the fire revealed code violations, design flaws, and other serious vulnerabilities at a resort which was one of the most modern of its time. When the MGM Grand opened 7 years prior to the fire, the hotel was compliant with fire codes. Local and state marshals had urged the hotel to install sprinklers. The Hilton Hotel also suffered from a fire just 3 months later, this time due to arson. Between these two tragedies, it led to reviews and upgrades of fire safety standards in high-rise buildings throughout the state. Over 1,350 legal claims stemmed from the deaths and injuries at the MGM Grand. There was a $223 million settlement fund distributed to the victims and their families. It cost $50 million to repair the hotel and implement new fire safety features. This took only 8 months. The MGM Grand for the second time had a low-key reopening event on the 29th of July 1981, and the following day, the 30th of July, was the official opening day. Out of respect for those who lost their lives, it would have been inappropriate to have had a grand celebration. Despite the fire, guests were not put off from staying at the MGM Grand. All rooms were booked out for at least the first opening week. A quote taken from Cary Grant at reopening, an actor and director of the hotel. "It is the safest hotel in the world. The fire was unfortunate, we must forget it. The public is coming. We're open. Of course, I'm on the 20th floor. The rooms are delightful." Just before the fire, MGM Grand had been constructing an additional 26-storey hotel tower, which would house an extra 700 rooms. After the fire, building work resumed, and the new tower opened in September 1981. In April 1986, Bally Manufacturing announced that they had purchased the MGM Grand in Las Vegas and its Reno counterpart. Bally Manufacturing used to make pinball and slot machines in the 1960s. They dominated the slot machine industry before entering the casino business in the 1970s. Both the Vegas and Reno hotels were sold to Bally's for $594 million and were renamed to match the Bally's brand. All references to MGM's Leo the Lion were removed from the resorts. In July 1986, a man put a pipe bomb in the resort sportsbook and called the hotel demanding $200,000 from the casino. Fortunately, the local bomb squad located the bomb and a controlled detonation was performed outside of the resort. The explosion was described as intense as a firecracker. The 41-year-old man was found and arrested. In 1994, a number of changes took place. The parking lot was converted to a new entrance with moving walkways. This provided easier access from the Strip to the hotel. A monorail was also opened in June 1994, running from Bally's to the new MGM Grand Resort, located further south on the Strip. In 2003, the monorail was extended to become part of the larger Las Vegas monorail. Hilton Hotels Corporation purchased Bally Entertainment in 1996. In September 1999, Bally's sister and neighbouring property, Paris Las Vegas, opened on the former Galaxy Motel site. The Celebrity Room was demolished to connect Bally's and Paris. The two resorts shared a gaming licence. Paris was seen as more luxurious and attracted many of Bally's high-end customers. Renovations to the hotel took place in 2000, 2013 and 2018. This included modernisation to hotel rooms, the casino floor, convention space and restaurants. The 1973 original sign was replaced in 2001 with a brand new 150-foot tall sign that cost $10 million. Harrah's Entertainment acquired Bally's in 2005 with its purchase of Caesars Entertainment Incorporated. Harrah's considered further renovations to Bally's, and one of the options was to demolish Bally's. In 2010, Harrah's became Caesars Entertainment Corporation. In 2015, a new shopping mall named Grand Bazaar Shops, based on the market of the same name in Istanbul, was built where the 1994 moving walkways used to be. Today, Bally's Las Vegas is owned by Caesars Entertainment and holds a central strip location, which provides easy access to many other attractions. It has transport links up to the MGM Grand and the Convention Centre. It does, however, require quite a walk from rooms through the Grand Bazaar and back onto the strip itself. 2018's room renovations have provided modern guest rooms at a decent price tag. Facilities include tennis courts, a swimming pool, fitness centre. Bally's Spa closed in 2019, and guests are now redirected to the spa at Paris, Bally's neighbouring and sister hotel. Attractions include the Real Bodies exhibit, which showcases preserved bodies and specimens. It is a controversial attraction featuring cadavers of unidentified Chinese citizens. A new exhibit detailing scientific research on the global pandemic opened in 2020. Potted Potter is a Harry Potter parody, which condenses all of the Harry Potter books into a 70-minute show. There is also a paranormal mind-reading magic show. The Jubilee Theatre is currently hosting the Extravaganza, a showcase of dancers, skaters, ventriloquists, and comedians. In 2017, a mini golf course themed the Twilight Zone opened. This unit also houses an arcade, bowling alley, and a live DJ. Bally's theming is virtually non-existent today, a far cry from its glorious opening days as the MGM Grand with its movie memorabilia. I enjoyed looking for vintage images of the MGM Grand. While footage is limited, it made me appreciate the work of art it once was. I would love to hear your thoughts on Bally's. Have you stayed here? Please let me know in the comments below. Next time I'll be covering the second MGM Grand, which opened in 1993.